Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is, what's today? Wednesday. So, giving all honor to the Most High for waking us up this morning and giving us another chance to be better today than we were yesterday. I am trying something new, y'all. I have a video that I want to review. So, we're on StreamYard. I'm going to do my best to bring it up so that we could talk about it. But I realize that it is 10 and I have to leave by 11. So I'm going to do my best to get through this, depending on how many people come on the chat. But the video was about women being too transparent. And I'm a little distracted right now because I just got a text message from one of my friends. Well, two friends just texted me literally right now. And one of them, her mom just had another stroke. So sending prayers up to my friend and her mother. She's got to leave. We're supposed to do some stuff tomorrow, but we're not going to be able to. So prayers up to my friend and her mother. I pray that her mom heals up well and that God protects her and gives the family, all of her siblings, some peace during this time. And then my other friend wants me to dog sit for him. What up, Thunder? Can you hear me, Thunder? I did all kind of stuff to make sure that my sound was good. It took me literally 20 minutes. I had to go out, reinstall. It was a mess. But can you hear me, Thunder? If so, say yes or something, please. So my other friend, he is a recruiter in the Air Force, and he just got stationed in LA. Yeah, thank you, Thunder. And he's got a dog named Sunny. Is a Labradoodle. This dog is so cute. And I dog sat for him about 3 years ago. Oh man, it's been so long. And so anyways, he's stationed in LA, everything that's going on, all the changes, all the things. And so he wants me to dog sit again until he gets his schedule under control, because he is very, very busy. He just made E7. Praise God. He's been working so hard and he finally got that rank. And so when you make rank, more responsibility. So he understands that. But anyways, I told him, I said, let me think about it, because I'm, kind of quick to just be like, okay, I'll do it. But I was like, don't want to be a little selfish right now. I got a lot going on. And I thought about it. And my son literally the day before he sent me that text, my son was saying, when are we going to get a dog? I want a dog. And I said, listen, when you can see that the trash is full and needs to be taken out without me having to tell you, that's when we can get a dog. And then here he comes. Talk about, hey, auntie. Yo need some watching. So I prayed on it, thought about it, envisioned Sunny being here, and it was like, okay, fine. So, we're going to get the dog. So it is what it is. It's going to be fun and interesting. Having a dog is like having another kid. So we gonna see. But I know Bishop is going to enjoy it. I have not told him yet. I might just surprise him and wait until my homeboy comes with the dog. And we'll see how that goes. But anyways, you guys know I'm trying to quit smoking. Them glasses is too transparent. Listen, I'm trying to get an affiliate link, but I bought these glasses so long ago. They're like, no, you have to have bought glasses within a year in order to capitalize on that if somebody buys them. So I have been looking at another company that did email me, Firmu. They want me to affiliate for them. So I just got to get, I got my new prescription. I got to buy some glasses and then I can capitalize on those glasses. But yeah, I love these glasses. I appreciate you. But what I was going to say is, y'all know I'm trying to quit smoking, right? So in order to do that, I have to chew this gum. Okay. I can't be on these videos and not, because otherwise I would be vaping. Like, it's just a thing. It's one of those habits that I have to break. Like, in order for me to be talking to somebody, I either had to be drinking or smoking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, but this is better than smoking, right? This gum is better than smoking, right? So y'all know what I'm doing. If the chewing is too much, you get on off the link. I don't want to die. Look at Jason. Jason said, I have quit smoking and I'm coughing up. Okay, you coughing up that black mucus. Yeah, that's a good sign, right? That means you're getting all them toxins, all that stuff up out of you. So that's good. The dog's name is Sunny, Sunny, Sunny girl. Yeah, she's so cute. She's a light brown Labradoodle. And I like her when her hair is more fluffy and full. So like I didn't get her groomed the whole time. I would brush her hair and stuff like that. But when he saw Sunny after he picked her up 6 weeks later, he was like, whoa, this does not look like my dog. Because normally he keeps her hair really, really low. And so, but they're so cute when their hair is just all fluffy, but it gets matted easily. So he had to pay extra to get her groomed, to get that hair cut and combed through and all that stuff. But I've been smoke free for 3 weeks, and this is the best part of not smoking. That's right. Seeing the tar getting out of me makes me so happy. Exactly. It's like when you see the toxins just physically leave your body, it does something to your psyche, right? To your mind state. It makes you think, damn, I had all that in me, and I was purposefully, willfully poisoning my body every single day. You know, and I was a person where if I was drinking, I would smoke probably a pack and a half, depending on who I was with. When I stopped drinking, I was still smoking. It was more like a half a pack. And then I got down to maybe 5 to 7 cigarettes a day. And then, you know, but then it goes back up depending on what's going on in life, stress, all that good stuff. So, yeah, for me, it's been, I don't even count anymore, but it's got to be at least maybe like 29 days so far. But I still crave it. It makes you want to work. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the thing. We got to replace all those bad habits with something positive and productive. And so it's not easy. But as long as you do a little bit every day, just something new, something different to better your life, that's really what matters. Thunder says, I used to smoke, and the thing that helped me was a McDonald's straw. Cut it in half, an extremely strong cough drop called Fisherman's Friend. Pop the drop and use the straw like a cigarette. Okay. I also heard, what are those cinnamon sticks too? But they don't sell the ones that you can chew on anymore. Like you can't just, I used to be able to find those back in the day. My mom used to have them, those cinnamon sticks, the kind that you could chew on. They look like bark or whatever. But yeah, that is a great tip, Thunder. What up, Easy? Thunder says it's been over 13 years. And my lips, yeah, thank you, that part right there. Because I'm one of those kind of people, when I smoke, whether it be weed or cigarettes, I get the discoloration in my lips. And so my lips are coming back. I got what you call on right now. But underneath, and mine wouldn't just be evenly dark, right? Like if my lips were just all black, all one solid color, cool. But no, I would get those dots here. You see that? See how my gums are like purple? It would discoloration like that. And it was just so unattractive. And, you know, and I've told this before. Hey, MHM, what it do? How you doing? You know, the type of man that I want does not like a cigarette smoker, not in a woman. So that's not my reason for quitting smoking. I want to live longer. Don't want a man? Yes. Don't get it twisted now. But my main reason is because I want to be healthy, and no cap. Like I started seeing the signs that I'm going to die. You know, vaping really is worse than cigarettes. And that's the thing. I don't want to go back to cigarettes. I want one so, but I've been fighting. I'll be around somebody like the guys that came and did my stuff yesterday. They were outside smoking, and I wanted to go outside and say, yo, can I get one? But I didn't. I fought it. I distracted myself. I started writing, journaling, stuff like that to get my mind off of it. And, you know, unfortunately, a lot of the weight that I've lost due to illness, and then also because I started intermittent fasting, I've gained about 8 of it back because I've been eating sweets. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things when you quit something, something else tugs at you. And I've been eating sugar like crazy. It's bad. So I've literally gained like 7-8 pounds back just from eating whatever it is I want to eat. So I got to figure that out too. I'm too light skinned and have purple lips. Yeah, light skin and purple lips don't go. It really don't. Oh, not a good look. Because then people start thinking maybe you bleaching, because that's what happened to people that bleach. When they bleach their skin, their lips get dark, but their skin get lighter all around. Weird. But anyways, thank you guys all for being here. I'm not going to be here that long. I wanted to go over this and just tell y'all, I wish there was some more ladies in the chat, because We're talking about the women today because it is still Black History, Black Women Month of Love. So we're going to talk about this. This is my first time going live and sharing my screen. So if y'all see something in the background, please don't judge me, okay? Let me see how I could do this. Okay, so we want to share the screen. And then I'm going to bring up this video, y'all. And then you tell me if you guys can hear the video. I paid the app for this. So let's make it big. And then I'll just pause it in between to talk about it. Hi, Jesus. So y'all see that caption? It says, when my husband finds out that I own the house that he has been paying rent for 15 years. Let's see. Full screen.
Okay, it says a woman has split the internet after she revealed that her boyfriend has been paying rent and bills for their house without knowing she is the owner of the property. Janae mentioned in a TikTok video that she and her partner have been living at the house for about a year now. Filming from inside her car, she explains, he pays the rent and all the major bills. Little does he know I'm the landlord and own this place for 5 years now, so his direct deposits are going straight to me. Her video has been viewed 1.3 million times since being posted on Thursday, and it has received mixed reactions. She asked, do y'all think he'll be mad?
We is talking about some money.
So what y'all think? Y'all think he gonna be mad? Did y'all hear that? So a woman owns a home. She gets with a man. He proposes. They get married. They move in. He's obviously a provider. So he wants to provide, right? He paying the rent. But it's going straight to her for 15 years. Is she wrong? When should she have told him that she owned the house? When should she have told him that? And yeah, your lugs ain't supposed to have that much smoke. Thunder says, I used to love my stogies. I used to love my stogies. I have so many pictures of me in a fedora or a Panama Jack hat with a stogie. Yeah. Yeah, I got pictures of me too, smoking cigarettes with my drink, thinking I'm cool on Facebook, out with my friends. Just a hot mess. Thunder says, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted too. Like, I don't even know. Okay, so let me think. From a woman's perspective, right? Like, I feel like, okay, if the house ain't paid off yet, which most likely it wasn't, right? If the house wasn't paid off yet, and you coming in and you living in this house and you're a provider, you should naturally want to take over the mortgage, right? And pay it. So I don't see no problem with him paying that, even though it's going towards the house. My problem is when you get married, this is where easy, me and him, when they got married, she should have told him, even maybe before, because then she could have, after they got married, added him to the lease and then they could have paid it off together. But to me, there's something sneaky and sinister about the fact that she allowing him to pay off her debt. And that, so if something, say they break up after 15 years, say maybe this is a turning point, right? He done paid off half of her damn mortgage. And he gets nothing. Because how would he know? Unless his lawyer did a deep dive and found, hey, the house y'all living in is actually owned by her. He could actually look it up. But he trusts her that much. Once he finds out, never going to be the same. Never going to be the same. There's no getting out of this. So what's my solution? Even though I don't believe in lying because I hate a liar, she going to have to take this to her grave. Thunder says, I was always told you never move in with the woman. This is a recipe for homelessness. Yes. Absolutely. Not a recipe for disaster. But your ass gonna be on the streets. Okay? Because when she get tired of you, Easy says, if they divorce, a good attorney would get him if he got a good, but that's the thing too. Like if he's spending all his money on the rent and he say he's a sole provider and say this is just hypothetical, say he's not a good saver. You know what I'm saying? He can't really afford a good lawyer. It's a wrap. And a lot of people can't afford a good lawyer. You know, when I was married for 2 years and we did all that stuff. We made a decision together. We leave what we came with. I got all the furniture and he got his computer and the TV. That's all he wanted. He said, I just want my game system. I want the computer, and all he wanted was electronics. So it was easy for us, right? But when you're invested after 15 years, they probably got kids. You know what I'm saying? And if he's not a good saver, it's a wrap. He ain't getting that money back because he ain't going to be able to fight it. And especially if he don't know, like nothing ever told him, I wonder who we've been paying rent to all this time. He probably trusted her to take care of everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is a weird one. Thunder says, but then again, why would he be living with her for that long and not get? So that's the thing. They are married. They've been married for, according to the thing, they've been married for 15 years and he's been paying the rent, AKA her mortgage, for the last 15 years. That house is almost paid off. She can't have wife benefits and she not have wife duties. Yeah. 15 years and no ring? Absolutely not. Yeah, I think they are married. It said married. This is why you must trust, but verify. Absolutely. You know how you go through the drive-through and you get your food? And I told this one time, me and Erica was on the phone and I was so mad. Oh, because I only like white meat. Well, I like dark meat too, chicken-wise, okay? And I asked for white meat. And I get all the way home and there's 2 pieces of dark meat in there. I was so mad. She said, baby, that's why you always trust, but you got to verify. Don't ever leave the drive-through without opening up that bag and looking at, yeah. So even when I go to the pizza place, sometimes they'll open it and show you, like when you go to the Caribbean place, they open it up, show you, let you smell it, look good. I'm like, this look good? Okay, good. You know, but they'll give you that pizza. I open it up, even though it takes me 10 minutes to get the cardboard box back in right just before I'm still going to open it up, make sure, have pepperoni, have veggie. You got to trust, but verify. She had his nose wide open because ain't no way. Somebody, if you paying religiously, you going to want to investigate and at least know where exactly is my money going. So that's an interesting one. That was an interesting one. Let's see what the next one talking about.
So we got to be realistic.
Yeah,
It's the sleeves.
People then died.
Damn, bro.
I just gotta be real.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. This is a good video today because it's something that we've all been guilty of, and that's talking too much. We have to learn how to shut up and stop telling these men all of our business because honestly, they don't tell us what they got going on. They will take some stuff to the grave, and then sometimes they snatch the rug from under you with things that you never even imagined with how they act, things they're hiding, how much money they have. We got to stop telling them our business. Let's get into this video.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're going in a relationship with a man or talking or whatever, lie about everything. Lie. Make yourself seem perfect, bitch, because that's exactly what they do. All those 4 tattoos of your ex's names on you, no, they're dead relatives, okay? Don't tell him shit. Don't tell him who you used to be in love with. Don't tell him all your deep, dark secrets. Don't tell him how your ex hurt you because he'll use that on you, bitch. Don't tell him anything. Be the perfect bitch. Because you are the perfect bitch. They don't need to know your past. They don't need to know anything, okay? Nothing. None of that matters. Just lie. They're lying to you, bitch. And then you a couple months later find some shit out and you're like, what the why are you lying to me about this? I never knew you were a weirdo. Okay, yeah, because they lied to you. You gotta do the same thing, bitch. Do the same thing. Don't be open and honest with these men. Don't.
Okay, what y'all think about that? Would you guys, number one, would you guys date a woman that has another man's name tattooed on her? I want to know. Would y'all do that? Thunder says, and how about what if she keep talking him out of getting a home? Babe, let's get a house of our own. Nah, we good here. Yep. If she lying about this, it is time to get a paternity. Yeah. Absolutely. Because if you lie about something that big, even if you lie about something small, that means you're going to lie about something huge. And you have to. You just gotta protect yourself. I don't know how to bring my face back up big, so I'm gonna just leave it like this. Hopefully y'all can see me good and y'all can see the screen good. I don't know if you guys can also see the chat on the screen. I don't know. I need y'all to help me out too. Easy says no. I would run fast, hella fast. Yeah, I was watching Karamo, I think, and the lady had like 4 different tattoos of like all of her exes on her, and she lied and said they were all like dead relatives. And I'm like, well, what happens when you guys go to a cookout or a family function and that dead relative is right there? You know what I'm saying? Oh no, that was the other one. That's crazy. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I've dated a guy who had another woman's name tattooed on him. My ex that was in prison, the one that went away for 20 years, he had my name on his forearm, whole name right here. And I said, why did you do that? And when he got out, he was on probation, so he couldn't leave the state and come here and visit or anything like that. I was grateful because I wasn't ready for all that. But he was telling his girlfriend, the one that held him down, like the last year before he got out, and he didn't stay with her, but he would go back and forth to her house and stuff. He told her that after he was off probation, he was coming this way. He was heading to the South. So I don't know. I think we should be cautious about people that have names tattooed on them, because that person is going to hold, a spot. What up, Queen? Once a lie revealed, you will now question everything. Absolutely. When a person lies to you, you got to question everything. I remember when I was dating my son's father and he told me a lie, and I never looked at him the same, because he had told me a story. And that's the thing, having a good memory is a curse and a blessing at the same time, right? And so he had told me a story about how he had got robbed at the bus station or at the bus stop on his way to school, right? And then he had a bunch of cash in his pocket because him and his father had played a game. They played dominoes or something like that the night before. And his father said, if you beat me, you win all this. And he said he beat his father and he had the cash on him and he was at the bus stop, right? And he said a guy came and held a gun to him and he gave him everything he had, right? He retells the story maybe a year later, and he left out some significant details. And I said, you told me. And after that, I still trusted him. I think he was just trying to seem cool in front of me, maybe. And that's why he told me the story. So I kind of let it slide, but I never looked at him the same after that. So yeah, once you start lying, it's a wrap. I don't like liars. Exaggeration is different. I'm from Cali. We always put a 10 on a 2. Where I'm from, we put a 10 on a 2 on everything, right? So I'll be exaggerating all kind of stuff. People be in the comments correcting me. Well, how do you say this? But then this, I'm exaggerating. I'm just exaggerating. That's what we do. We put a 10 on a 2. But a straight up lie, nah, you got to be honest, because guess what? If that man won't accept you as you are, yes, I got this dude named tattoo on me. Yes, he still holds a place in my heart, but I've moved past that. He no longer has me. There's nothing there. If he can't trust that, then he's not the one for you, period. Because there's going to be somebody there that will accept you with the nigga's tattoo on your neck. Somebody will accept. Now, he might not be the man you want, but he going to be the one that's going to understand because he got somebody named tattooed on him too. I'm just saying. Oh, snap, RCE in the building. How are you? Love ain't lies. It's not. If you have to lie to somebody, there's no love there. There's no love there. That's being selfish because you're protecting yourself and you're scared of what might come about. He might leave you. He might cuss you out. He might. Yeah, Easy. I think he was trying to impress me too. He had to be. Because I'm like, a year later, you telling the same story, but is all these specific details are not there. I don't think he thought that I would remember. But I remember most things. Okay. It's my short-term memory that I got a problem with. Okay. I can't remember what the hell I had for dinner last night. But if you tell me a story and I can envision it in my head, it leaves an imprint and I don't forget stuff like that. Thunder says it's not a lie. It's an embellishment. Exactly. All right. Let's see what else this chick talking about.
Don't, no.
Don't let them know how much you make. That's number one. You always let them pay no matter how much money you got. Never tell them what you're capable of. Never tell them what you're capable of. If you drive a nice car, make up an excuse why you have a nice car. Oh, this was my mom's car. She gave it to me. And then if you're smart, you get them to pay that car note, okay? And I'm not being like a gold digger, but they need to feel useful, okay? They have to feel useful. If you can do everything for yourself, they're going to get bored of you. Life needs contrast. He needs to be able to feel like he's your hero in some sort of way. And if it's through paying a car note, a bill, or whatever, let him do it. If you're not there yet with the car note, give him a small bill, cable bill, something. And this is not if he lives with you. This is if y'all are just dating and in a serious relationship. If he lives with you, he needs to pay all bills, especially the rent. Now, I understand if y'all are the same age and struggling and stuff like that, but he needs to be paying majority of the things. Peace.
All right. Y'all heard her. Y'all heard Shira. Shira 7. Women out here following her and having their kids being violated because they listening to Shira 7 out here. What y'all think about that? We're going to have to get that tattoo covered up when we get, thank you. Simple fixes like that. We got to think logically, right? We got to be like, yeah, he's no longer in the picture. It's a wrap. Cover it up. Get it removed. Simple as that. She's right to a certain extent. I agree too. Listen now, I've been there, okay? Because when they see you got, they don't want to contribute. This has happened to me. My last 2 relationships have been this way. And it was quite annoying. And here's the thing. I'm not one of those types to brag about my accomplishments, my degrees, my money, my house, nothing like that. I don't. But if you incorporate somebody into your life, they're going to see these things, right? And then eventually when you're getting to know a person, they're going to ask, oh, okay, well, I went to this school. Oh, yeah, I got my degree in that. That's why I ended up in this field, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to end up finding out anyway, right? But unfortunately, women do get judged in a sense, you know? And if they see that you can do it all on your own, then what am I here for? It's literally happened to me. Men need to feel wanted and needed. We need to save our women, or at least feel like we are. Absolutely. I agree. I was telling this to my one of my best friends when she wasn't working and her husband, you know, was the only one paying all the bills and everything. You know, they were getting along just fine. Every time she wanted to go back to school or get a job, she started having issues. And I said, listen, I said, yo, man, I said, you got everything that you need. I was like, I know you want to be independent and you want to do your own thing, and that's cool and that's good. But you're stressing right now. You're stressing about nothing. Be glad that you have 2 kids and a husband that wants to take care of you. You know? I have to call her back. Let me send her a message. Yeah, I said, your husband is literally thriving off of being the sole provider. I said, let him do that for a while. You know, men do want to be, and I talked about this when I reviewed Love is Blind, because Madison was telling the guy that she was dating in the pods that sometimes she gets sad and depressed because she's recounting things from her past or something triggers her. And it's hard for her to, you know, just deal with life sometimes. And he said, well, in that instance, what can I do to help you? What can I do? And she told him nothing. And I said, wrong answer. I said, you should have made up something for him to do. Just hold me. Just be a listening ear, baby. And you could see it kind of switch, you know, for him. He was just like, oh, well, shit, she don't need me for that. If there's nothing I can do for you in the time that you need me, then what am I here for, you know? So I understand. And I understand where Shira is coming from too. I think men thrive when they are able to help you. Just as RC stated right here, they got to feel wanted and needed in some capacity. Thunder says, it seems like they're out to use men and they're so paranoid from doing dirt. They started projecting her on. Oh my God, he's trying to do to me what I'm trying to do to him for. Yeah, that happens too. Yep. That definitely happens. Easy says, selfishness in marriages and relationships often ends with both parties hating each other or a nasty divorce. Yeah. You can't be selfish going into a relationship. You just can't. It never works. It don't make sense. Like, there's just so many people out here that are just out to use and abuse. You know, and the last guy that I dated, oh my God, that, like, when I sit back and really just reflect, now that I have a sober mind and reflect on all of the things, I'm not saying I was perfect in that relationship at all, right? I had my faults. There were things I could have definitely done better, right? But, you know, I had a big house next to the beach, walking distance from the beach. It was beautiful. And he would just come in and just down talk everything. You know what I'm saying? It was weird, you know? And I remember at some point he asked me to co-sign a loan for him to get his side hustle off the ground. And I honestly considered it because I was falling in love with this guy. But there were just always something that would happen over and over again. And I was just like, this ain't it. This ain't the one. And he used to talk, right? And we would have discussions, deep discussions, sitting on my front porch, rocking in my rocking chair, smoking my cigarettes and drinking my red wine. Ooh, that was the life, y'all. That was the life. But we would talk. And I remember one time he told me a story. This was kind of towards the end of we were together for what, like 6-7 months. So maybe like the 5th month or so, he was telling me a story about how he had met this Dominican chick, right? And now, mind you, he had been staying in my house all this, like we started talking, right? And I met him just casually because he was a friend of my neighbor that lived in the house next to mine, right? So I would see him all the time. And I was like, this dude is on. And so anyways, I got his attention some kind of way and we started talking. Next thing I know, he's literally in my house every single day. So that first 8 days that he was there consistently, I said, I need a break, because at this point we hadn't even established that we were exclusive or anything like that, but he was always there. And I don't mind, like there's certain people that I could be around 24/7 and it won't bug me, but sometimes I need space, right? And so I told him that. He said, you know what, my coworker told me that. He said, my coworker told me, damn, dude, you've been at her house all them days. You might need to, you don't want her to get tired of looking at you. And he said, and here we are having this conversation. But that's the thing. Communication is key, right? So we communicated, but he had been staying. So anyways, he took his little break and then he came back and he was there pretty much every single day, right? He worked down at the shipyard. So he would leave in the morning and then after work, come to my house, you know, change. He would stop at his house, grab some clothes, come over, shower at my house, eat dinner. He ate always at my house. Sometimes I would pack him something for him to go in the morning, right? Because he would get up super early. And so he did this for damn near 6 months. Not once did he offer to pay light bill, electric bill, put food in the house, you know, and I would have to literally say, hey, we need to do something. Like we need to go on dates. We need to, you know, so everything that we did, I always planned it. He would pay for it, but I would have to mention it for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I felt some kind of way about that, but this is what really broke it up. Yeah, we was playing house. That's it. Playing house. Okay. Now here's the thing. He had twins. He had 2 twins that were 2 years old. And they would come over every weekend that he had them, right? Every other weekend and sometimes during the week. And I would feed these kids, take care of them, play with them. I had my kid to play with them. So they all would play. They had their little spot. You know, they had their own room downstairs in the big bed that they, you know what I'm saying? So they were kosher. They was cool. You know what I'm saying? They had a strict diet. So I make sure that I have food that they could eat type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm playing stepmom. We was playing house for real, right? But then one day he asked me if I could watch them while he goes and does his side hustle. And I said, no. I didn't even have to think about it because I'm like, you don't put anything into this home. Now, mind you, he power washed my deck. Didn't need it. Thank you. He was easy. Oh, big time. Big time. He didn't like me like that. I realized this later on. I was like, he don't even really like me like that. He told me he loved me, but he didn't. He really didn't. He power washed my deck after I had just stained. It was I just had that deck installed and I had just stained it maybe 4 months before. So it didn't need to be power washed. He would just do the most. So all of the stain it was a nice cherry red too and next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen doing something. I look outside, he out there with a cigarette, power washing my I said, oh my God. And then he was supposed to put some blinds up. He did one, but didn't do the other. I'm just like, you're supposed to be handy. I guess this is your way of contributing, right? So when he asked me to watch his kids, I said, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. And now, if you was providing in this house, if you was buying food, if you was spending time with my son, the way I spend time with your kids, then absolutely. But it wasn't that type of party. So I had no problem saying no. And I know he looked at that different, like, wow, she ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he felt some kind of way about that. You know what I'm saying? Because he started bringing them over a little bit less. And I was like, good. I don't want them rugrats in this house tearing them off. No way. Let's see. Thunder says, I've had conversations with lots of women over the years, and I noticed something. Women have 4,863 reasons why and when to end a marriage, but they couldn't give me 3 reasons why they would fight to keep their marriage and husband. They got all the reasons in the world to leave, but no reasons why they should stay. How about because you made a commitment before God? How about because you said vows that you were supposed to uphold? You know? How about because there ain't nothing else in these streets? You better hang on to what you already got. There go 3 reasons right there. Yeah, he was using me easy. Talk about, can you co-sign on this thing? And one of the reasons why I didn't, and it wasn't for a lot. He just needed some equipment, right? Because he would do power washing. He would power wash vehicles and people's trucks and stuff like that, right? So it would have been nothing for me, right? Especially at that time, I was balling, right? But he wanted me to co-sign. Oh, he told me that he had opened up, or he had established an LLC, and he didn't know if it was still good or not. And I said, wait a minute. I said, you opened up a whole business and did all the paperwork, but you don't know if it's still what? I said, I can't co-sign for you. I said, because you don't, not to mention the fact that he was doing things wrong when he was doing his power washing. He would steal water from the city. He had one of them wrenches that will open up the big fire hydrants. I'm telling all the business. Too transparent. We're too transparent. Don't do it. Remember, guys, this is Black History, Black Women Month of Love. So learn from me. Learn from my mistakes. Okay? Learn from my mistakes. But yeah, once I figured out, I was like, ooh, you trifling. I said, you're going to get caught one day and you're going to get a big ticket for stealing water from the city, bruh. I don't care. Ain't nobody, you know. So if the cops come, he have to turn this stuff off real quick, or, you know what I'm saying? He just too much. But yeah, he was definitely using me. It took a couple of things more to happen for me to, the light bulb to go off, for me to let that go. But this was the catalyst. Yeah, he was trying. This was the catalyst that really let me know. Number one, his cousin came over one time, right? And his cousin was telling us, you know, I was like, oh, are you married? And he was like, yeah, I got my wife. And I was like, how long you been married? And I think at that time he said like 5 years. And I said, okay, how long were you guys together? And he said, we were together about 10 years before I proposed. I said, 10 years. So I'm going off, right? Just joking. We just having conversation on the front porch as usual, drinking, talking, smoking, whatever. And I was like, 10 years. I was like, dang. I was like, if I was her, I'd have left you a long time ago, whatever. He was like, yeah. He was like, she probably should have, but she didn't, you know what I'm saying? And we here, we happy, everything's good, you know. He was like, my life is great, you know. And so I asked my dude, I said, do you want to get married? And he was like, hell no. like an emphatic hell no. Now, mind you, he's staying in my house, eating my food, using up my water, watching I even had ordered one of those apps on the TV just so he could watch his story, so he could watch BMF. Okay. I just went on ahead and just ordered it just so he could watch his stories. Okay. Watching my TV. But hell not a marriage. What you think this is? So that was the one. I'm here. I'm just listening. I like this story. Okay, it gets a little better. Okay. Now this was the breaking point when I said, okay, this ain't gonna work. I already knew in the back of my mind it's too many things. And there were other things that happened that I won't discuss on here because I could get in trouble, but other things that happened while we were together. But this is another conversation that we had that really let me know this is not going anywhere. So we were sitting there talking, and he said, we're talking about exes and things like that, because he didn't have his own place. He lived with his cousin. He had a room in his cousin's house. I went there because, I got to inspect, I got to see, I got to make sure, right? His whole life was in this one room, and one of the reasons why, and RC can attest to this, is because I ain't married you for nothing. Did you not hear all the other things that I said I was doing for this dude? Like, come on, RC. Let's come on now. Let's think. I'm packing you lunch, getting up with you, making you some coffee. You know what I'm saying? Doing things. Okay. Now, one thing about him that I did like was the fact that I felt protected when he was there. I did feel protected. Because he carried, all the time. And that's one of the things that we had an issue with, because he was reckless with that too. But the fact that he was there, his presence was there, and I didn't have to worry about things, because there were times where people would ride by and scope my house and do weird stuff. And if they see him, then you wouldn't see them anymore type stuff, right? So I did like that. So when guys say you need a man for protection, that is all true, okay? But that's why I carry now myself. So we're having this conversation about exes and things like that. And I was like, well, when was the last time you had your own place? Because he lived with his cousin. And he said, that was about a year and a half, 2 ago. I met this Dominican chick. He was like, she was bad too. And he said she was the property manager at this building. And we started messing around. And somehow he ended up staying with her. Come to find out, she was about 2 months behind on her rent. He said he did whatever he could to get her rent paid up. And then after that, he said she ended up leaving, just abandoning. Like he said, he went to work, came home one day, and all of her stuff was gone. And he ain't seen her since. And then he said he stayed in that apartment for, I think he said like 4 months or so. And then he couldn't afford it anymore. And then he, had to move out. But that right there in itself was like it went off in my head like, dang. So he willing to do all this for this Dominican chick, his type, most likely, right? Pay all her bills, get her rent caught up. But you've been staying in my house for 6 months, not offer $100 on the cable bill, on the nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that played in my mind. I was like, dang, so then I'm thinking, and then I'm watching everything that he's doing. And I'm like, nah, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And then one other thing had to happen. I mean, because obviously, we don't learn, maybe I was being desperate. Maybe I was just lonely. Maybe I didn't care. I was in my worst of worst. When I'm talking about drinking, smoking weed, I went from smoking weed to just at night after I put my son to bed to when I dropped my son off at school, coming home and smoking, right? That's how much I was into all of that, right? And so my life was at the lowest it could possibly be. Hey, Lady Diana. So I was allowing a lot of things to go on in my life. And that was one of them. And so I just kind of let a lot of it pass. And God said, you're not going to get it until he really do something that's going to be utterly disrespectful. And he did. He absolutely did. Imagine somebody that uses you, what they would do, because they think you're desperate enough to sit there and deal with it. And then that was the last straw. And then it was over. But yeah. Thunder, a male family member, was having his first baby. So I wanted to give a nice gift. So I bought the baby something from Tiffany. Ooh, Tiffany's. Y'all know that's expensive now. Then when the rest of the family saw the gift, someone walked up to me. Finish the story. I know there's only so much you can put in the chat. And told me her birthday was, yeah, because she saw that gift. She was like, oh, yeah, wanted me to get him something from there. Mind you, this person doesn't call, no happy birthday, no Merry Christmas, no Kwanzaa, no Happy New Year, but you won't tip? But you can't call me to just say, hey, cuz, how you doing? Hey, Unc, I'm just checking on you. Yeah, that's how it be. It's users everywhere. And I'm one of them type of people where I don't need you to tell everybody I did something for you. I don't need you to boast. I don't need you to do none of that. Just a simple thank you is all I need. And then somebody told me, you don't even need a thank you. Don't worry about the thank you. But that's something I've not ever been able to get over. I need you to at least say thank you. But yeah, it's some people out there, they see you do for one. And they're like, oh, well, what about me? Ain't never called one time or nothing like that. Oh, I can't stand people like that. All right, we're going to look at one more and then we're going to talk about it. And then I got to get on. Let's see.
So it was last April, after looking through his wife's files for a tax document, he discovered statements from a bank account he knew nothing about. The account was solely in her name with a substantial amount of money in it. He started freaking out about the reasons she would need to have a secret account. Eventually, he confronted his wife and she confessed. As a stay-at-home mom, she wanted to have a backup plan just in case he ever decided to leave her without warning. He was furious. He expected her to immediately deposit the money in their joint account and close that account. She refused and instead insisted on going back to work. However, he thought she was being ridiculous and selfish. I suggested a compromise. She can keep the account and continue being a stay-at-home mom, or close the account and go back to work.
I fast forwarded through the rest of the story. But after he found out about his wife's secret bank account, because she was a stay-at-home mom and she had her own secret bank account for her own financial safety, look at what happened at the end of the story.
It wasn't what I had hoped or planned for in my life, but I'm realizing now that what seems painful at first is often the best thing for us.
Yeah.
The bonus in this entire situation is that all these secret accounts that I got half of meant that I had more money than I thought. Plus, the fact that she went back to work against my wishes was also a blessing. It meant less money and spousal support. So all in all, things turned out just fine for me. So there was a...
Okay, so
what y'all think about the secret account for the women that stay at home? Because a lot of women do end up in that situation. You guys know I volunteer at the battered women's shelter, and a lot of those women, they'll come in with fur coats and BMWs and things like that without a dime to their name, and they don't know how they're going to make it because they solely depended on their spouse. But he was putting his hands on her. He was very controlling. The story is not unusual. It happens more often than you think. Yeah, I stay in VA. I'm in the bad part where they can't cook food out here. I'm in Hampton Roads area. I can't blame her for looking out. And a man said this. Can't blame her for looking out for herself. Nope, we together. Ain't no secrets. I'm gonna know about your accounts. Now, is it okay, RC, if she has the account but you know about it? Or do you want y'all stuff combined? Like if she explained to you, hey, baby, I love you and I know things are good, but just in case something happens, just in case you decide, just in case I decide, is it okay for me to have, if you guys have that conversation, would it be okay for her to still have that account? Because in the families, a lot of women tell their daughters and their nieces, have you a secret stash, baby, just in case. Especially when you look at the rates of divorce in this country. 50% of people that get married get divorced. That's half. That is huge, right? Been there. A secret bank account is a must-have. Spoken from a woman who had been married for many, many years. Donovan says, in this modern age, what man doesn't know a woman? Thank you. Like, that should just be known, right? You guys should know, listen, she's stashing something somewhere. She got money you don't know about. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. But I want to know, if she's honest about that account, are you guys okay with it? Are you okay with it? Now, does that mean that that woman is already kind of foretelling something? Because for her to even think, oh, I might need to have me a secret account, does that mean maybe subconsciously she's planning to leave? Like, she knows things aren't going right, or she knows he's cheating, but she hasn't confronted because she knows she ain't going nowhere. But she knows one day she gonna get tired of his, and she gonna say, F this, I'm out. I done collected 50K. He's still messing around. He don't respect me. He done brought me 3 diseases. I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? These are some of the circumstances, because a lot of times guys will put that narrative out there that women just leave just because. I'm telling you, from my own perspective and my own, this is anecdotal, but just from me personally and some of the people that I know, we've discussed our issues and they did not change. They did not get better. We've had the discussion. We've gone to counseling. We've done church. We've done all the things, and it just still does not work. And then they'll make life miserable for you at the house to where you the one end up filing, because that's what they secretly want. They just don't want to be the one to do it. That happened to me. Thunder says, oh, what a tangled web we weave. When first we practice to deceive, either we're in this together or we're not. If she has an account, that's fine, but don't hide it. In fact, I got one too. I know that's right, Thunder. Oh, that's right. Then he said, guess what? Me too, bitch. I got that account in the Cayman Islands, that offshore account you don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? That brokerage account you know nothing about. Facts. Let's keep it all the way honest. Like, let's not just talk in hypotheticals. Let's not just talk. Y'all have y'all stuff too. And guess what? It's okay. But I think at some point, there has to be some honesty there. I do not like liars. I don't like people that lie. I don't. And I believe that if you withhold certain information, that is the same as a lie. But that can be debated, right? I think it depends on how much we're talking and what's the situation. So if it's like thousands or hundreds of thousands, there needs to be a discussion. But if it's a small amount, like 5K, that's nothing. That makes sense. Thunder says, I have a slush account. Okay. You be doing slushy things with that account money? RC says, does her secret account have 60? Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Oh, well, that's the thing too. Yeah, of course. Now, if you hiding money and the family is struggling and your husband is working, 10, 11 jobs to try to keep up, and you got all the secret money, now that's foul, and that's the thing too. Like, whether a person is honest or upfront all the time, I promise you, karma is real. Karma is real. Just like the lady who lost half of her money because she, if she was doing it maliciously, then yeah, you reap what you sow every time. You get nothing past the Most High. He makes sure of it. I promise you. Guess what the name of the slush account is? Thundercats, probably. More money, more money, more money. Great movie, by the way. My slush is there for me when I'm in a bind. Donovan says, a smart person who manages money will have an account they do not pull from and have for an emergency. Facts. Someone has to have discipline in the finances, if even for themselves. Absolutely. And Donovan and RCE, Robert C. Edson, both of these guys talk about saving your money and having money put away for emergencies and to start investments and businesses and things like that. Emergency fund goes a long way. You just never know. Like, you guys, I told you, I just got my HVAC system replaced, the whole thing. They replaced the thermostat. Thermostat was from like 1982, y'all. I ain't even lying. I didn't even know what to do with this. And I'm like, you're gonna have to show me. I need a tutorial. He said, yeah, let me show you how to work this here. Right? So I had to get a new, so it's not just the thing in the back, it's the thing in the back and the thing back here, and then a thermostat, right? And I thought I was going to end up paying 12 because people were telling me, oh, it's going to be at least 10, 11, 12, 13,000. Look at God, 6,700 for a whole new unit, and it's energy efficient. My house was so hot last night. I said, whoa, look at that. Pushing air like none other. And it's not pulling 90 amps when it's supposed to be pulling 15. So God is good, y'all. God is good. When you do the right thing, good things come to you. You just got to do the right thing for yourself and towards others. It works out every time. I hid money everywhere, not just in the bank. I called it my secret stash. Yeah, Lady Di had a secret stash. I know that's right. I didn't have a secret stash when I was married. I was only married for 2 years. And we had a joint one. And then we had our own separate that we would put money into. But this is how I knew. And we're going to discuss this too. I'm going to come back on here because I watched a video from a guy. I can't remember his name, where he was saying how to know if a man really loves you, right? Like if you the one, right? And he said, if you the one, he's going to want to take care of you 100%. Ain't none of this 50-50 mess, right? So this is when I knew my marriage really was over. When my husband said to me one day, he said, I want you to start paying half. I said, what? I want you to start paying half. I said, okay. I knew in my head, just start preparing. Just wait. Just start preparing. But it's a thing. RCE says, I can understand a 10K emergency fund or maybe 25K, but a crazy amount hiding it from the man and watching him struggle. Yeah, watching the family go through hard times while you hide a nest. Yeah. But I'm sure that does happen. I don't think that was the case here. It sounds like, the husband was taking care and he had things because he would have ended up having to pay spousal support. So, he had some money. I don't think that was the case in this situation, but yeah, if you do that, that's foul. And like I said, karma's a bitch. It comes back on you. So I shared on my platforms and groups. Hit that like button and share. Thank you, Donovan. Yes. Oh, thank you, Donovan. Oh, I want to cry, but I ain't. Because I'm tough. But just like Shira 7 said, you can't let these men think that you are superwoman. I told this to one of my friends. I told her, I was like, you got to be vulnerable sometimes. You can't let them know that you just always got it. You got to be vulnerable. You got to show that you are a woman because you are delicate. You can't be tough with the man you're trying to date that wants you. He wants you. He wants to take care of you. But then on the phone crying to me, that makes no sense. Cry to him. Let him know you're struggling in this area so he has something to help you with, because if they think you got it and you strong and then what am I here for? I'm going to just come and get what I want and then I'm a dead. You don't need it. You got it. You PhD'd up. You got all this. You got all that. You got the nice car. Your house is paid. What am I here for? I'm going to just come get what I want and then leave. And I'm not even thinking about helping you out. So we have to start being a little vulnerable with these men and be honest. I let the dude, when I was the last one, I let him know, look, I'm scared over here, because I had an incident with a guy who sat on my porch and then come to find out my house before they renovated it was a crack house. So people would still come by thinking that the same owners from before lived there and they did not. You know what I'm saying? But I let him know how I felt. You know what I'm saying? So he made sure every time he came over, he had a strap on him. You know what I'm saying? And he would make his presence known outside. So you got it. You can't just, and at the time I already had my gun, but I didn't let him know, hey, I got my gun. I'm good. No. I was like, no, I need you to. RC, thank you. Oh my gosh. You guys make me feel so special today. Oh, listen to the little girl come out in me. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I feel so special. I appreciate both of you guys. And you guys are always promoting me on your channel. Like when I come in your chat, you guys throw out my name. You tell people to go to my channel and give me hell. And I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. Lady Diana says, nowadays, people use GoFundMe for emergency. I was just on one yesterday. I said... And I did one of my very first, it's either my very first video. My very first video talks about friendship, but the video I did after that, my second video was about GoFundMe versus life insurance. I talk about that. And you guys know GoFundMe, and it's still to this day, it may even be more, but GoFundMe takes 30% of what people donate. 30%. Hello? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I can do this afternoon at 3:30. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. See, look at God. Just blessed. Today is already a good day. Why? Because number one, I woke up this morning. Okay. First of all. So we're going to give all honor and praise to the Most High. And then I got the people on here, you guys. And then I got me my first super chat. And then my second. Oh my gosh. Today's a great day. And then my dental appointment got moved up. Look at God. Y'all, I cracked a tooth, but that's karma for me because I was talking about somebody in their teeth. And then all of a sudden my tooth broke and now I need a cap. So listen, we got to be careful about the things that we say and who we talk about, y'all. Because it come back, oh yeah. But thank God I got insurance to pay for it, right? All right, let's see here. Thunder says, for a while, I was stacking so many silver coins and bars, I felt like a damn pirate. With loose change, I bought a gold coin. It was $1,800, now worth $3,860. Wow. Wow. I was looking at some of my coins too, my coin collection. I was going to post it on here because I got hooked on JT Coin Rings channel. My son was like, don't do that. People don't need to know what you got up in here. Coming from a 10-year-old, I said, you know what, son? You're right. His name is Bishop for a reason, the overseer. That's what Bishop stands for. But yeah, them gold coins, yeah, stacking gold and silver. It's real easy to do. Just a little, every time I would get paid, I would buy a piece. And then I stopped, but I need to start back up. But that's really cool, Thunder. Gotta go. Love the live. Keep it up. Thank you, RCE. Appreciate you. Hey, Michael Love. How are you? Oh, thank you. You too. Oh, that means the world to me, guys. I appreciate it. Wow. And I'm not going to expect y'all to do this every time we do this. I ain't one of them kind of people. Like, where my super chat at today? I ain't like that. I appreciate you guys so much. Love you. Thunder says, nothing makes a man feel like a man more than a woman who he loves says she feels safe when he's around. This will turn him into John Rambo for absolutely. It makes him want to do more, right? If you ladies are in a bind, Nate, there's a gentleman that we all know, especially me and y'all. He's been holding the community down for years. That's right. We know who he is, Thunder. So glad you have super chat and super sticker. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that is so cool. Yeah, I've had this feature for about a month now, to where they allow me to get super chats and stuff like that. I'm not fully monetized yet, but it's coming. You know, I do this, for a lot of the reasons you guys do that do have channels, just for posterity and for your children to have something to go back and look at, because a lot of things that I'm talking are really just life lessons and things that, people say, but, with my spin on it and based on my experience and from my circumstances and how I see the world and what has worked for me. So that's why I come on here and talk or whatever, and hoping that, when my son gets past that age where he don't think he know every damn thing, he can come back and watch some of my videos based on the titles and, and show them to his kids and stuff like that, so that's really why I do it. But if I can get monetized, like I put a lot of effort into this. Like if you knew how much all of this stuff added up to, the apps, the payments in the apps, the attachments in the apps, how much that costs, microphones, webcam, new laptop, things like that, all of that costs money. And then the time that it takes for me to think about the ideas, take notes, record the video, and then the editing itself takes a lot of time, and then I upload it, so it's like at some point, even though I enjoy this, I love YouTube with all my heart. I really do. It's a great platform, and I just love being able to just talk and get things off my chest, right? Although I love it, it would be nice if I got a little bit of monetization from it. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm saying something that I think it might help somebody, I have to make sure my alerts are on to make sure I can catch your live stream. Yeah. So how do you guys think I did with the screen sharing so far? I don't know how you guys see the screen. Before I go, can you just let me know what it looks like on your screen? Is it just me and then the video, or is it me, the video, and everything that's on my computer that's showing? Because I got to figure out and play with it and figure out what the screen needs to look like and what I can do better. Because, you know, and then I got to figure out how to put banners down there, especially to thank you guys for the super chats and stuff like that. You work hard. I try, Lady Di. I do. I emailed you back yesterday, by the way. You need to respond to my email because I got questions. But you guys, I got to go. I have a meeting at noon. It's you and the video. Oh, okay, good. All right. So I'm doing something somewhat right. It just looks weird on my screen, but I got to deal with it, right? I mean, I know what I look like. You know what I'm saying? But you always be self-conscious, be like, well, does my stuff look right? Do I look okay? You in the video only. Okay. Thanks, Michael Love. Michael Love, whose stream were you on that name sounds familiar? Were you on FDNHT? Full Drinking and Half Thinking stream, or Mashawn? I can't remember where I know your name from, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you checking me out. But you guys, I gotta go. Oops. You work hard. Your screen looks good. Thank you. I appreciate it. But you guys take care. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And I don't know when I'm gonna come back on here today. Let's see. I got the dental work today, so you know, Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do another live stream. We're gonna talk about that one that I discussed earlier about men going 50-50. Yes, FD. Okay, all right, Michael. Appreciate you. But yeah, I'll come back again soon. All right, you guys, I'll take care. Bye.